Hi, I'm Pat Murphy, head football coach at Capitol High School in Helena, Montana. We started running the shotgun wing tee about 6 years ago. Each year we learn a little bit more. Basically, we're learning a lot from the spread teams. Some of the things we've learned is how to spread out the defense, use tempo to our advantage, and it's really helped our wing tee offense. By being in the shotgun, the quarterback can actually read the defensive lineman. That adds another dimension to the play, especially if we're running the buck sweep. You have the buck sweep, the quarterback can pull it, or he can throw the bubble screen. So it gives you more options into your offense. Plus, we run some formations from the gun where we can spread the defense out a little bit more. We were finding we were getting 9, 10 guys in the box. It's hard to run against. So by spreading the defense out with some of our gun sets, it makes it a little bit easier to run. We originally tried to play around with the shotgun wing tee to improve our passing game. Well, it turned out it improved our rushing game as well. So in this first video series, we're going to talk a little bit about spread concepts that some of the spread teams are using, like tempo and formationing, to get some of the defenders out of the box. Other things we'll talk about are the bubble screen. We can throw the ball out there. It's kind of like our long rocket toss. Spread the defense out, get them to reduce the linebacker. So hopefully you'll find some of this information helpful and add a new dimension to your wing tee offense. First thing I'm going to talk about is why we changed in using a little bit of shotgun wing tee. Presently we're about 60% shotgun, so the other sets are traditional wing tee sets. First off, defenses were kind of packing the box on us. We wanted to stretch out the field a little bit, make them reduce a linebacker. We found out that we're getting 9, sometimes 10 guys into the box, and we just wanted to spread them out a little bit, and we felt that running the wing tee from the shotgun was the way to go. Also, we needed a way of getting out of a bad play. So some of the spread concepts that the spread teams are using are audibles and calling plays from the sideline. So we wanted to kind of get into that so we can get out of a bad play if they're blitzing. So other things we want to do is, if they are blitzing, we can get into a good play. We can run a screen. We can call that from the sideline. So one of the key concepts that we got a hold of was to get kind of a tempo going and make them pay for blitzing. The other thing we want to do is get the ball into open space and let our athletes make the plays. We found out that we could no longer go 4 or 5 yards in a cloud of dust. We had to get the balls to our athletes, let them make some big plays. So if you get your athletes out for football, they're going to make the big plays. So we had to recruit our school and get some of our athletes out. And one of the main reasons we wanted to get some of those basketball players to come out. They see these spread formations and they see you throwing the ball a little bit. They want to come out and play football. And then there's your good corners. Your point guard is always your good corner, so we can make him into a corner. But we got to get him out for football. So we're recruiting in our hallways, and we're trying to get some of the athletes in our school to come out. And I think every school has those athletes walking around their school right now. They need to come out. A lot of times they don't want to be a pounded out team. I think the athletes these days, they want to kind of spread it out a little bit. They want to catch the ball in space and let their athleticism take over. One of the key things that we caught up on is a quote from Rich Rodriguez, who was coaching at West Virginia at the time. Of course, is the grandfather of the spread zone read. So he said the zone is a good play. It's a great play if you don't have to block someone. And that's kind of our philosophy. When you go into the shotgun formation, you do not have to block a person. You can read someone. The quarterback is in the good position so he can look at the defensive line as he gets the ball and read the play as it is happening. So it acts like an option play. So he can get you into a good play. So if you got teams that are squeezing down a lot on your pulls, the quarterback can read person. So he can read basically anybody on the defensive front. So we are traditionally a buck sweep team, and the buck sweep is a good play. But boy, it's a great play if you don't have to block somebody. And we're going to talk about the reads here in a minute. Second thing I'm going to talk on is formationing to gain an advantage. We want to make the defense reduce a linebacker and force them to use some man coverage. So get that linebacker out of the box, and I'm going to show you some formations that we use to get a linebacker, one of those outside linebackers, to reduce out of the box so we have an easier time of running. We originally started the shotgun wing T to try to get our passing game to improve a little bit. Well, it turns out it improved our running game as well. So that was kind of a double bonus. Now we want to also keep a strong run formation, so we're always going to keep a tight end and a wing in so we can run our buck sweep. But we want to spread out the defense as well. So it's a strong run formation. If you have a strong run formation, that's going to dictate what coverage you get. So we typically get a safety rolled down to our tight end wing. And now we know we have to be in some kind of cover 3 or man coverage. So that makes our passing game better. We don't claim to be the greatest passing team, but we have a good passing game merely because we are so strong in the run game. And we use some formations that dictate to the defense what coverage they're going to have to run. Another thing that formationing does is it uses personnel groups to get more kids into the game. You always have those 2 or 3 kids that are on the bubble. They're not too bad, but maybe they're not a running back type. So it allows us to get different personnel groups. We can go with 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends. We can go with 4 or 5 wide receivers. It really improves our personnel groups and the kind of kids we can get in the game. And we don't always have the great wide receivers or the great running backs every year. So this allows us to make our offense a little bit more versatile. And then finally, we like to window dress up our base plays. Like I said, we're a buck sweep team, and we like to run it out of the shotgun a little bit here to window dress it up, and it adds another dimension. We can add the bubble screen and the quarterback read, and you kind of got a little triple option. We'll talk about that here in a minute. So here's our typical 100-900 base wing T formation. And we like this formation. We run it a lot, but it's a little limited in the passing for us. You'll have this, what we typically get, it's pretty weak on the tight end wing side as far as passing. If this guy tries to release, we usually get a safety there. We got an outside linebacker disrupting his route. Same thing with the wing. We can do some routes out here, but the corner seems to be on him real quickly. On this side, you typically have pretty good passing game over here, and you have great play action, but it's really limited in the passing department. So this is our 100-900 series out of the shotgun wing T. And what we usually do, this is our fullback, but again, you can personnel this formation. You can put another tight end in. We'll put tight ends in here. We'll put wide receivers, but typically we'll take our fullback, we'll move him to our wing spot. And we do that because, again, we're a buck sweep team. We like blocking down, and our fullback's a little bit more physical than our halfback in our offense. This is our wide receiver, so we'll have 2 wide receivers out here. And as you can see, you got 3 on one side, 1 on the other side. You still have a strong passing game over here. You have screens, but now you really improve your passing game right here. And you still can run the buck sweep. And we still have strong run formation. You got your tight end wing, and you still have 3 backs. You have the wing, you have the quarterback, and you have the halfback. And if you want, you can put this guy into motion, and you can run jet sweep with him. But the defense is generally forced to reduce out somebody. Typically what we get on this is we'll get the rover or the strong safety to reduce out, and we'll get some kind of cover 3 look. The other kind of coverage what we're going to get is we'll get the safety rolled up onto the quick side, and they'll run a cover 3 to the quick side, but we'll still get a 3 deep look. The third thing that we'll get in our conference is we'll get some kind of cover 4. We'll get the free safety rolled up and the rover rolled up just slightly to stop our run games. Again, we're a strong running team, so they have to roll up some kind of safety to stop our buck sweep and our strong running game on our tight end wing. Here's a clip where we're getting a cover 3 to the quick side. You can see this safety right here has rolled down, and that that's easy for us to call now. We know that we have them outnumbered on the tight end wing side. So one of the things we'll do, we'll call a play from the sideline. We're going to get to that here in a minute. But you can see the safety is deep. We have a cover 3, safety rolled up to the quick side. And typically teams will run a lot of this on us. In our conference, they'll kind of move back and forth between safety rolled up on the strong side or safety rolled up on the quick side. And they do that, roll it up on the quick side. We run a lot of jet sweep. We can run a lot of jet sweep to the gun. So they'll want to roll up a safety to kind of stop that, depending on what we seem to be most effective on. So we see this from the sideline. You have a safety rolled up. We feel we have them outnumbered on this side. So we'll call that from the sideline, and we're going to run some kind of buck sweep. Now we're reading this play. You can see we're running the buck sweep right here. We're pulling both guards. We're blocking down, down, down. We'll talk about the buck sweep in detail in the second video series. We're going to either hand off or the quarterback's going to keep it. And we're on this particular play, we are reading the 5 technique. You can see we have them outnumbered, and we get a big play. Now, typically we don't want to have our guard turning around looking, but this is a common mistake we see a lot of, is when our buck sweep is working pretty well and it's so wide open, there's no one to block, and he feels like he needs to look around for somebody. But typically we don't want to do that. We'll talk about that in great length in our second video series. Cover 3 to the tight end wing side. Now we feel like they might have us outnumbered. This is a pretty good defensive team, and in this particular defense right here, they probably have us outnumbered a little bit. So we're just going to throw away from it. And you can see the safety right here. He's going to roll up to the tight end wing side. We have a free safety deep. He's out of the picture right now. But what this happens, if they roll a safety up to this strong side, you're going to have one-on-one out here, and you can see a lot of green grass. And there's a lot of routes you can run here to take advantage of that. We're just going to run a quick little hitch. When we run our hitch route, when you run it from under center, quarterback's going to take 3 steps and get the ball off as quick as he can. 1, 2, 3 step throw. Out of the shotgun, he's catching it and he's throwing it immediately. It's a little bit slower out of the shotgun. So our footwork or our routes are going to be a little bit different as well from our wide receivers. Our wide receivers in under center is going to take 3 steps and then hook up. From a gun, he's going to take 5 steps and hitch up. And it just times up a little bit better for the quarterback and the wide receivers if you increase the steps a little bit. So that's our rules. We're running our quick passing game from under center and under from the gun. The other formation that we like to run out of is the spread formation. This is a traditional wing T formation. It's better pass. You have 2 wide receivers split out there. They have to reduce out a linebacker or roll a safety up onto that side. But we don't like it because we don't have the buck sweep threat. And we always like to have our tight end wing here and have a nice buck sweep threat over here. So what we have now is this formation here, where again we're going to take our fullback, put him at wing, our quarterback's in the gun, and we still have a very strong pass on this side, and we still have a strong run, buck sweep threat over here. So if we're good at the buck sweep, it forces them to do something. So what's nice about this is the quarterback can now read a D lineman. So typically we'll read the 5 technique. We'll get to the quarterback reads here in a minute. Or he can throw the bubble screen, and we'll get to the techniques on the bubble screen. On the bubble screen, we're blocking one, and we're going to run away from the flat defender, and we call him number 2. We consider our bubble screen a very, very long rocket toss, and it's the same concept of rocket toss. You're getting the ball out into space and let your wide receivers make a move out there. So typically we'll get 2 things. We'll get a linebacker to reduce out, and then we'll keep the safeties over the top, and again, generally we're going to get some kind of cover 4 or cover 3 to stop our buck sweep or our strong running game on that tight end wing side. So if we don't get them to reduce out, typically what they'll do is they'll roll up a safety on us, and they'll try to keep the linebackers in the box. But they'll run some kind of cover 3. So we'll get a cover 3 to the quick side, we'll get a cover 3 to the strong side, or we'll get 2 safeties in a cover 4 look. So here coverage is rolled to the 2 wide receivers, and we're going to run away from the coverage. You're going to see the safety kind of rolling over here, or linebacker reducing out here a little bit, and we have them outnumbered on the tight end wing side. So here you can see them kind of reducing out a linebacker right there. So now our quarterback's looking to the sideline. We're changing the play. Right now we have them outnumbered on this side, so we're going to try our buck sweep on that side. But it's a pretty easy read for our quarterback. He can take a look out there, and we'll talk about the reads pretty soon, but if he's got the bubble, then we're going to throw the bubble right away. So he has 3 options on this play. He's going to throw the bubble. If it's there, that's our first read. We're gonna get the ball out to this guy, and he's got some open room. He's going to make a play. Typically